You know, there are places on the map that are more than just remote. They're legally, actively walled off from the rest of us. So, what's the deal with that? Today, we're going to dive into two of the world's most dangerous islands to really understand why they are and why they have to remain forbidden. Yeah, that line pretty much says it all, doesn't it? We're not talking about some kind of myth or legend here. We're talking about real physical locations where the consequences of just setting foot on them are so predictable, so certain, they've been legally declared catastrophic. And this is what's so fascinating. It totally flips the script on what forbidden even means. This isn't about keeping secrets, it's the total opposite. These places are off limits precisely because we understand them so incredibly well. The authorities know exactly what's going to happen when people go there, and it's always, always a disaster. Okay, so this is the key thing that connects everything we're about to talk about. Doesn't matter if the danger is natural or something we created, the trigger, the thing that sets it all off, is always the same: us. Our mere presence is the catalyst. Let's see exactly how that plays out. All right, first up, our first case study, a place where the threat is 100% natural, a place that evolution has turned into a literal living fortress. Welcome to Brazil's Ilha da Tema Grande, though you probably know it by its more famous and way more accurate name, Snake Island. I mean, just let that number sink in. In some spots on this island, you could have up to 5 of the world's deadliest snakes in a space about the size of a small desk. This isn't just a high number. It means the ground is, well, it's basically made of venomous vipers. And look, we're not talking about your average garden snake here. This is the golden lancehead viper. It's found nowhere else on the planet. Its venom, it's up to 5 times more powerful than its relatives on the mainland. It literally melts your flesh, your kidneys shut down, and it can all be over in less than an hour. So you have to ask, right? How on earth does a place like this even happen? Well, it's this incredible story of an evolutionary arms race. Ages ago, rising sea levels cut the island off. All the little critters the snakes used to eat, gone. The only food left was migratory birds. So to survive, the snakes had to evolve a venom so ridiculously powerful it could kill a bird instantly before it had a chance to just fly away. And believe me, this isn't just some theoretical danger. There's this chilling local story about the island's very last lighthouse keeper. The story goes that he and his whole family were found dead after snakes just poured into their home. Now, whether that's 100% true or just local legend, there's a very, very good reason that that lighthouse is automated now. So yeah, as you can probably guess, nobody's going there for a vacation. The Brazilian Navy patrols the waters around it, and the only people ever allowed on shore are a handful of carefully vetted scientists, mostly to study the venom, actually. It has some unique properties that could, ironically, lead to new life-saving medicines. Okay, so let's shift gears completely, because our second case study is a whole different ballgame. We're going from a fortress of nature to something you can only call a human sanctuary, a place fiercely protected from the outside world. The Sentinelese people, they've been living almost completely isolated for something like 60,000 years. It's staggering, and if you look at this timeline, nearly every single attempt at contact, from colonial-era ships to guys in helicopters, has been met with arrows and spears. Their message to the outside world for all that time has been crystal clear: stay away. And this right here is the absolute core of it. It's the perfect flip side. On Snake Island, the danger is what's on the island. It's a danger to you. But on North Sentinel Island, the danger is what you bring with you. The real danger isn't their arrows, it's the germs we carry. And let's be absolutely clear about something. The main reason this island is off limits is to prevent a genocide. Because of their 60,000 years of isolation, the Sentinelese have zero immunity to our modern diseases. Something as simple as the common cold or the flu could tear through their population and kill every last one of them. Their isolation isn't a choice, it's literally their only defense against being completely wiped out. You might remember the story of John Allen Chow from 2018. It's such a tragic, modern example of what can happen. He illegally went to the island to try and make contact, and it didn't just end in his own death. He risked bringing diseases that could have annihilated the very people he was trying to reach. So, because the risk is just so massive, the Indian government has this strict hands-off policy. There's a naval buffer zone, miles wide, and it's a serious crime to even get close. You know, the law isn't really there to punish outsiders, it's there to protect them. an entire culture that you can't get back once it's gone. Okay, so we've got two completely different islands, right? Two totally different threats. But when you put them side by side, you start to see they're teaching us the exact same powerful lesson about why these laws exist in the first place. This chart just breaks it down so clearly. One has a biological threat, venom. The other, a biological threat, germs. One ban is for our safety. The other is for their survival. But just look at the stakes. The consequence of contact on one side is the death of one person. On the other, it's the potential extinction of an entire people. And here's what's so important to get. These rules, these bans, they aren't based on some spooky story or fear of the unknown. They're the result of cold, hard math. They're based on biology, on history, on data. They're rational, evidence-based decisions made to stop predictable disasters before they happen. So when it all comes down to it for both of these islands, the final calculation is exactly the same. It doesn't matter what your intentions are, good, bad, whatever. Us going there just causes way more harm than any possible good that could ever come from it, period. So what's the big takeaway here? What's the final lesson from all of this? It all really boils down to one powerful idea, the value of just holding back. And that kind of begs the question, right? If the danger is so obvious and the laws are so strict, why do people still try to go? Well, the reasons are pretty much what you'd expect. Sometimes it's religious conviction. Sometimes it's for the thrill or the fame of being the first. But no matter what drives them, the result is always tragic for the person who goes and potentially for the irreplaceable world they barge into. And this is maybe the biggest twist in this whole story. The thing that makes these islands so dangerous isn't that they're a mystery. It's that they are a certainty. We know exactly what's there. We know exactly what happens when we show up. The danger isn't in what we don't know. It's in what we know for sure. Curiosity is what built our world. No doubt about it. But maybe the real test of how smart we are, of our wisdom as a species, is knowing when to leave that curiosity on the shelf. Knowing when to just step back and leave something alone. That restraint, that's what's going to keep us from destroying the last few untouched pieces of our world.